Okay.
Okay. So just so I don't mess it up, how do you pronounce your last name, man? We got Tosin, but how do you pronounce the last name?
But this time it's like Akintuyosi.
I came to your seat.
Exactly, that's it.
Okay, good deal. I came to your seat. Okay. All the way from Nigeria. Can you tell them what city?
Lagos, Lagos,
Lag-
Nigeria.
Lagos, Nigeria, man. So I want you to just sort of talk to the people a little bit about the character you played, Obina.
First off, I'll start with my experience working with the production of Therians. It was a new experience for me. I really enjoyed it. It was wonderful. For Obina, my own perception of the character is he's supposed to be like a god from Africa. He
Hmm.
happens to be like a more cool-headed, sensible god. Like he knows how to be patient to get what is right. Unlike the other one, the rash one that Obina has to put in check every
Eki,
now.
Eki.
Eki, exactly.
But this isn't your first time doing voice acting. Can you talk to them a little bit about your past as far as like your acting experience, voice acting experience type of thing?
I used to be like I used to work in a studio as an audio engineer, and I've always had this voice since I hit puberty. But that's about what 15 years ago. No, I hit puberty way before my 18th birthday. But yeah, when I hit puberty, I had like this barified voice. I got it from my dad. I've been in voice acting for about 6 years now, but I haven't done anything as big as this yet.
One of the things that I like about the project is that we're bringing together, brothers from Nigeria, brothers from the United States for this project, and showing and bridging that gap and showing that we can work together, even from afar. We're finding each other and able to work together, and the synergy just seems to be so so on point.
From the Nigerian side for the project, I think it's a honor because most people when they hear the word Nigeria, uh, it's, it's it's more likely to bad things like I don't know, fraud and stuff. There are good people here too. It's just I think according to the media, or yeah, that it happens to they make it look like there are way more bad people. For the project, from a Nigerian perspective, I think it's a honor that an American can actually see a Nigerian, actually trust him. Because working with the producer of this project, there wasn't a time where I felt like he was second guessing me, which I always get when I do voiceover jobs for people abroad. They always second guess you, like, oh, he's a Nigerian, probably wants to cheat me, so they're always over careful and stuff. But with you, it was easy, and it's no, man. Maybe for someone, maybe we say this some other time, but it's depressing because yeah, it's depressing, man. Yeah,
Yeah.
but yeah, not to get sentimental or not, but yeah, I enjoy working with an American on this, and how he made me feel like 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 we're brothers, not like I'm from a different place.
And you hit something. You hit it on the head where you said that the feeling of comfort and brotherhood and really, man, one of your earlier statements was that people look at Nigeria with a negative eye. I am from the inner cities of Detroit, where very very poor background. Grew up in the inner cities. Didn't really have much. Um, Sort of had to make my own way. And what I find often as I encounter people throughout my life is that I'm constantly explaining that everyone in the inner city is not a criminal, but yet everyone in the inner city gets treated like a criminal. So, what you're experiencing by way of how everyone is blanketing everyone in Nigeria, like you said, you feel that there's got to be percentage wise, there's got to be more good people in Nigeria than there are bad people. And it's like, of course there is. Like, that's how it is in the inner city of Detroit. There's way more good people than there are bad people, but yet the minority that are doing the bad things or committing the crimes, they get they get to define the perception of the whole. And so that's why we have a lot of the issues that we're having by way of police and how police are engaging with so-called black people in these urban ghetto or inner city communities, because they're going in with this perception that everyone is bad, and it's just not true. And I'm constantly telling them, you know, look, man, that's a small fraction of the group. The majority of people in the inner city communities are just disenfranchised poor people who are not looking to commit a crime. They're just looking to make a way. And most of them are looking to make an honest way. They're not looking to do it in a dishonest fashion, but it doesn't matter because the public perception is what it is. And I think that's why I connect so much with you and what you're experiencing in Nigeria, is because I know that feeling. I know what it's like to have this sort of to be marginalized, or to have this sort of stereotype blanketed on you. And what I'm trying to do with this Therians project is change that perspective of, you know, of countries like Nigeria, Ghana, to bridge that gap between the native African countries and what they call the African American, so that the African American can stop being so scared of Africa and African countries, you know, because brainwashing and what people have put in people's minds force them to feel fearful of these countries on that continent, and it's just not true. We should be just as open to going to Nigeria or going to Ghana or going to any of these African countries just as much as we're open to going to Mexico. I mean, there's not any more violence going on in anywhere in Africa than there is in a country like Mexico, but yet people go to Mexico on vacation all the time and spend their money, you know. So I'm glad that I met you. I'm glad that I met Dimitri, and I'm glad that we're coming together, and I'm glad that we're starting, you know, to help bridge that gap between these two places, man, and showing people like, no, these are good people, man, and you know, and do your research and go to these places before you make an assumption about what you're seeing and hearing through television and bad propaganda. Go check these places out, reach out, ask a Nigerian brother from Lagos or any of these other areas what exactly that country is like and what life is like over there before you make these assumptions. We're going to continue to push this thing, you pushing it in Nigeria. I'm continuing to push it in the United States, and I think, man, it's the start of something great, man. We're just gonna continue to push it and just, you know, hope that the world is just as excited about our work as we are. So tomorrow, 8 p.m. Eastern, which is November 15, 2018, Therians: The Awakening, the motion comic, is going to be live on Cartoon Connect and Verse Comics USA's YouTube. Make sure you go Verse Comic USA and make sure you check out Cartoon Connect and subscribe to both of those channels so you can see my man Tosin's work and Dimitri's work. They did an excellent job as Eki and Obina, right? Eki and Obina. So let's get it. Let's get it. All right, man. Thank you, Tosin. I look forward to talking to you again, man. Talk to you soon. All right, brother.